hii area pia kuna insecurity. I think I'll be able to show you the other house where the whole family was burnt in the house. Yeah, so this one here was just brought down by the villagers. So hizi ni mattress ambazo mliokoa wakati. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be taking you to Sigomre village in Siaya County, a village in Ugunja sub-county. So in this village a very unfortunate incident happened where a whole family perished in a house. Yeah, they were burnt to ashes. So let's get to hear the story from the source and get to know what really happened.
Heading to our destination. Guys, this is where we are. Just Siaya County. Siaya County. Yo guys, finally heading to our destination.
So guys, we are already at that home where the incidents happened. So the situation here is very tense, and we're just going to look for a way of doing this vlog. So you guys continue staying tuned and watch this video till the very end. So meet the man by the name Sylvester, who is trying to explain to us the whole scenario. Sylvester is trying to explain to us how they sleep in this particular small house. So here at the sitting area, it's only the kids that sleep in this sitting area, and in this room that is going to show us, that is where the 14-year-old sleeps. So during the fire incident, the kids that sleeps in the sitting area ran to this older sibling for maybe rescue or for help. Yes, and so here is where they were found dead, holding each other in this particular small room.
Sitting room.
So by the time you get
so fuel ilishaanza kushika hiyo. So this is
in which hawako rescue hata nilipopata hata mwili ulipatikana.
Let us go there.
Guys, it's really sad.
Walikuwa wameongeza vitu vingine kwa hiyo
unaona hapa wakaloa mlango na ndani hao watu pia wao wakakuja na wakaongeza sasa kile evidence ya huyu baba alipika kwa ile
This one here is the parents' bedroom where the mother was found on the bed while holding her 6-month-old baby on her chest. Yes, and the dad died while trying to open the door, so he was just near the door. That is the position where he was found dead. The mother was found with the phone in her hands. Seemingly, she was trying to call her relatives for rescue. Sylvester is trying to explain to us that there were 9 people in the house, father, mother, and the 7 children. But after the fire incident, they were only able to identify 8 bodies, meaning there was one child that was standing near the window. Probably the child was depressed and confused and just looking through the window to see if any help could come. That is where she perished nearly to ashes, that her flesh could only fill a plate. Walipatikana mwingine alichomeka kabisa.
Mwingine alichomeka kabisa alipatikana tu kingine hapo.
Poleni kwa msiba wake. So mtoto mwingine alipatikana na hapo kwa kona kama
ilikuwa tu hapo.
The door is still there, so you understand this is the reason as why they were not able to escape.
We come to learn that the person who targeted this family added a new padlock on the one that was on the door. So that is the reason they could not open the door for their rescue.
Because they didn't have the keys for another padlock. That the petrol was poured at every corner of the house. As you can see, the house is not that big though, and that is the reason as why they had to suffocate to death.
Yeah, so the petrol was poured through the air holes, right?
Through the air holes.
Yeah.
Then the house was full of walnuts and curtains.
So that's the reason they were not able to get out.
But then they realized that they only got the 8 bodies.
Yeah.
The 8 bodies. Actually, one man who
Identify the parts. Everything was completely burnt down. So this is the second home where Sylvester works as a caretaker. The suspects also tried to burn this house, but unfortunately or fortunately, they were not able to burn it down because Sylvester was still awake by that time of the night, trying to catch some sleep only to feel a bad smell of petrol. And when he looked up at his roof, he saw a small bottle with of petrol dripping in the room in which he was sleeping. So immediately he knew that it was going down because he had already been informed about the battle between the two families. So he immediately tried to open the door only to find that the door was closed from outside. But because it was an iron door, he was able to kick it and the door flung open, only to find someone waiting for him at the door. And that is when he hit that person and broke that window. So after then, he immediately saw that this other house was on fire, so that it had already started lighting. So after battling this guy and the other guys that were standing near the house, these suspects, they all ran and entered into a vehicle and went their way. So that is when Sylvester realized that the mattresses in this particular house was burning, and he went for some water and poured on the mattresses that were already burning. So that is when he realized that the other house, which was the major or the main enemy of the suspect, was on fire. So when he ran to that other house, the house was already in fire, and he tried to open the door only to realize that there was an extra padlock inside, and he didn't have anything to help open it with. So after then is when he started crying out, calling people to come for the rescue. And after around 4 minutes, 5 minutes is when people came, and then still those were women. There's nothing they could do, and the house was already now burning, and there's nothing they could do. So the children were crying, calling Sylvester to rescue them. Sylvester also was crying, telling people trying to shout so that people could come, but only for people to come after 10 minutes when the house was completely burnt, and the voices now were going down, 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 until the last person to cry was now the baby, the small child, now the 6 months old baby. So right now we are heading to the home of the alleged killer. The home was stormed by the villagers, everything taken, and the houses were completely burnt. Hii ni nyumba ya mtoto wake. So the house has been burnt down. Na yeye sasa kuna home mzuri hivi, na uwivu ni ya nini sasa? Yeah, it has been burnt, guys. Everything has been burnt to ashes. There was a bed here.
Yeah. Plus a mattress.
Yes. Ng'ombe ilikuwa hapa. Walichoma. Walibeba.
Sasa kila mtu alikuwa anajishindia.
So this one here is a cow shed. The suspect had cattle, but now the villagers have taken everything from him, including his cows and the maize that were full in these stores. So seemingly this man was a very good farmer, but now when greediness takes over, everything goes down. Yes, now we are moving to his main house, where the damage was done really, really well by the villagers.
like yamayaishi huku kwa muda, yani amekaa hapa kwa village kwa muda, ama anakuja anatoka Nairobi anakuja anaenda.
Huwa anakuja anaenda. Lakini wametana maneno ya hii nani? Wamekuwa wakitu.
Ninaona wako na land kubwa. Sasa hiyo ndio inafanya wa gani. Sasa hata hizo sasa si pia ameikosa.
Si ameikosa. Sasa ataishi ataingia wapi?
Hakuna pale ataingia. Kila mahali kumechoma.
Yes. Kila kitu yake ilikuwa.
Guys, so that is the situation of the suspect's compound. Yes, everything was completely burnt down, and the only thing that is remaining in this compound is the dog, which is very much innocent. Yes, so that is how the house looks like from outside, but it's completely burnt, guys. Yes, so that is their dog. That is the only thing remaining in the compound. We say in Swahili, mtaka vyote hukosa vyote. The suspect has now lost everything and is in custody.
Koti imekuwa ikitoa order. Koti ilitoa order 2019. Tena nyingine ikatolewa 2021. Sasa hii ya mwisho, hii sasa ilikuwa ya mwisho. Juu sasa tinga ilishalipwa. Sasa ilikuwa tu ni polisi waletwe saa 10 ya usiku hiyo, na hiyo boma itandazwe vizuri, watoe hizo nyumba yote na hapo.
Huyu mtu huyu mwenye amechoma anaitwa nani?
Huyo anaitwa kwa majina yake anaitwa Okelo.
Sasa huyo Okelo hapa kwa Okelo alijenga kwa land ya huyu mwingine.
Alijenga kwa shamba ya hawa wazazi wao walikufa wote. Sasa baba yao alikufa pia huko Nairobi. Huyo sasa hawa walikuwa wadogo. Huyo Okelo akachukua maiti ya huyo baba yao akaleta nyumbani wakamzika. Sasa akachukua hiyo shamba, akanyakua hiyo shamba kama
hawa bado walikuwa wadogo.
Sasa akachukua hiyo shamba kama
ya kumleta kutoka Nairobi hadi huko nyumbani.
Akajengea
sasa watoto wamekuwa wakubwa, wakaanza kufuatilia shamba lao. Na hii familia pia ingekuwa wangekufa.
Hii familia pia, although wao walikuwa Nairobi, sasa hiyo kuwashalize ndio walikuwa nadhani hao pia wamerudi. Kwa hiyo kile nilikuwa nataka kufanyika mtasi. But mimi ndio sasa nilikuwa kwa nyumbani. Baada ya jikoni na jikoni na nyingine pia. Sasa ninatumia hiyo nyumba.
Sasa wewe ni mlinzi wa hii boma.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa na kati tu hapo. Sasa hao watu walikuwa kulingana na uchunguzi ambao ilifanywa, walikuwa kusoma kwa nini walianza nini.
Mama mbili gani na gani? Unasema mama zile ilikuwa wachome. Pia wamekuwa na mvutano.
Wanasaidia hao watu.
Witness the sasa walikuwa wanataka wamalize wote na wabaki sasa.
Sasa ndio hii kuja
For a better understanding of the whole story, we can call the house that burnt with people inside, we can call it house A. And then we can call this other one that we are in with Sylvester, we can call it B. Then we can call the suspect's home C. So A and B are biological brothers, and C is a cousin in which they only share a grandfather. So when A and B were young, their father used to stay in Nairobi, that is the capital city of Kenya. So when the dad died, it was C. C also used to live in Nairobi. So it was C who brought him back to the village for burial. And then after the burial, C decided to reward himself a piece of land because the father to A and B used to own a very big piece of land. So he rewarded himself a piece of land in which he built his home. Now, after A and B now grew up and they realized that C had built in their land, they had fights, they had threats, and then A and B now decided to go the court way. Now, the court took over 20 years to decide over the case, and recently there was a court order that A and B had won the case and that the land was legally theirs, and C was to be vacated from that land that same day. So a night before the vacation, C decides to ban A and B so that they could all lose that piece of land. Luckily, B was not at home. It was only Sylvester who was at home on that day. My question is, what did the kids, or rather the 6-month-old baby, did to the suspect that makes him now to decide to go and burn even the innocent souls? Very sad indeed.